Hi, I'm Dr. Chilton, the author of The Rewired Brain, and this is another Rewired Wednesday. You know, I'm at a school this morning, and this school, like many schools around the country, has trailers, and they put kids in the trailers, and much of what I focus on in my book, and especially early in my book, is I focus on early childhood events or early childhood traumas that play a critical role in our lives in determining our unconscious thoughts, determining our fears, determining many of the dysfunctions, emotional dysfunctions that we have, and really essentially creating prisons in our minds. Now for me, this trailer represents something very, very important. There was a major prison in my mind early on. I was severely dyslexic as a child, and I simply couldn't read. I could barely read when I got out of high school. So being dyslexic in a very rural town in the Piedmont Appalachian Mountains, dyslexia at the time, 45 years ago, simply wasn't recognized. So kids who were different, kids who had dyslexia, kids who had ADHD, autism, Asperger's, they just put us all together in a trailer. Now this is not the trailer, but it was a trailer much like this. And it was commonly referred to, and I would never use this word, so please forgive me for even using the word, but it was commonly referred to as the retarded trailer. And you know, from the 6th grade, late 5th grade to the halfway through the 8th grade, I was in a trailer like this. And I went back recently and looked at my school records, and sure enough, there are no grades for that period of time in my life. And I remember being in the trailer, and I remember looking around and going, I guess I deserve to be in the trailer. This is the place for me. And to be quite honest, the trailer destroyed my self-esteem. It destroyed my self-worth. It destroyed my self-image. Now, my sister Tammy has a great saying about the trailer and me. She said, either the trailer will completely destroy you as a human, or it will make you great. I guess in many ways I chose the latter, but I wouldn't say it was great with happiness. You know, I was so fortunate after high school to go to Western Carolina, and I learned biology, and they learned I was dyslexic, and then, you know, I went to Wake Forest and got a degree in biochemistry, and I kind of almost set a record. I got that PhD in biochemistry in 3 years, and trained at the University of Colorado. It ended up at Johns Hopkins, professor at Wake Forest, so on and so forth. But I must say that those accomplishments, and most of those accomplishments, and during those accomplishments, I was working so hard not to end up back in that trailer. It was this intense fear of failure that was driving these successes. And guess what? A fear of failure is a horrible way to live. And when you live that way, you're constantly looking behind you and making sure the lady, the teacher in the retarded trailer, is not going to put you back in the trailer. That's what your life centers around. Also, the feeling of being unloved, feeling unworthy, feeling any of these things dramatically affects your relationships. If you don't feel worthy, if you don't feel loved, it changes your choices. It changes how you act in relationships, and it creates a world of dysfunctions. It took me almost 50 years to understand the impact of that trailer on my life. And it took me almost 50 years to begin to realize that I needed God to come within me and heal all the devastating things that happened to me, my self-esteem, my self-worth in that trailer. There were several other events in my early life that were traumatic as well. I was so blessed to have wonderful parents, and that was the great part of my life. But make no mistake about it, this trailer, not this trailer, but trailers like this trailer, 45, 50 years ago, dramatically impacted my life for almost 50 years until I recognized the patterns and really began to unwire, rewire the thinking to break down the prison walls that had been created by a trailer like this one. Thank you, and I hope I've inspired some of you that have had childhood traumas to work very, very hard to recognize them and overcome them. Be blessed. Thank you.